Hey guys, NJ Diz here. In this video, it's a video that I wanted to do for a while, but I put off because I was trying to get some basic information out there to people that probably either don't have a gun in the process of, maybe in the process of looking for a gun or just bought their first gun. I wanted to be a little educational and try to help people out if I could. Um, but anyway, somebody had asked me about my favorite gun, and I have already done a review on my Taurus Judge, and that's not my favorite gun. I wanted to review that one first because there were some things that were said about it that I wanted to kind of combat. So if you want to see that one, it's in with my other videos. In this video, though, I'm going to be reviewing my favorite gun. She's my baby. She's the one that I got first, the one that I'm most proud of, and it was a really good day when I finally, because I live in New Jersey, okay, one of the most, if not the most, gun oppressive state in the country, and it took a while, and you have to go through all kinds of fingerprinting and permitting and getting three people to sign documents that say I'm not a psycho and they trust me with a gun, and it's just horrible. If you live in a state like Pennsylvania or Florida or Arizona or somebody, one of these states that's not a total dick with stuff, consider yourself lucky. Thank the gun gods that you do, because it's horrible living in this state. I am not moving to a different state. I don't want to move to a different state to get better gun laws. I want better gun laws here. Um, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to, I write people, I write senators, congressmen. Whether it does any good, I don't know. Makes me feel better. But I want to change gun laws here, not just move to somewhere else. Anyway, tangent, sorry. Um, when I was looking for my first gun, uh, I don't know what happened for a lot of you who are either looking for guns or already have guns and you have your favorite gun. There was a very specific, when somebody says gun to you or handgun, your mind immediately pops to a gun that you're familiar with for some reason. And for me, it was growing up watching movies like Aliens and Terminator and seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger pull out that AMT hardballer, the long slide with the laser and everything. Not so much laser, but when I think of a gun, I think of a 1911. I think of this style of handgun. I'm not putting Glock down. I'm not putting SIG down or anything else like that. It's just that that's what I think of when I think of a gun. I have a SIG. It doesn't look anything like this, and this is what I wanted. And since this was my first gun, anything less than this, because this is what I wanted, um, just wasn't going to cut it. And I would never have been happy with it, and I would have regretted it. Even if I had bought it secondary, I would have regretted it. So, after I filled out all the mind-numbing paperwork and finally got it, and it was just a really proud day. And I tell people that one of the proudest moments in my life, since I'm not married and I don't have kids, one of the proudest moments in my life was standing there with my gun in one hand and my NRA card in the other. I felt like I don't know. Maybe it sounds silly, but I felt like I was doing something. I felt like I was part of something bigger than myself, and it made me feel good. Um, just for safety reasons, if you watched my other video on the Taurus Judge, I made a reference, a comment that when I have this is the gun by my bed because it's the one I'm most familiar with, the one I've shot the most with, and the one that I'm the most proficient with. So this is the gun by my bed. I don't keep around in the chamber. It's just personal preference. It doesn't bother me if you do, if you don't. I have really no opinion on it. So there's never one in the chamber. The magazine is loaded, which I'll dump right now, just to make sure, for safety's sake, nothing in the chamber. Hello. And there's nothing behind me. Behind me is wall, which leads to outside, so I'm not worried. I know there's nothing in the chamber anyway. Um, but this was my first gun, and like I said, this is what I thought of when when I said gun. You know, this is the type of gun that I thought of when I think of that word. Okay, this style, this look. And I looked at all the other guns online, and I looked at SIG, and I looked at Glock. And you always look at Glock because that's like the name. That's what you hear everybody talk about. Oh, Glock 35, a Glock 27, Glock, 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 Glock. And that wasn't it. And then I came across Colt. Now, being a brand new gun owner, I wasn't sure of all the makes and models, but I came across Colt, and I saw the 1911, and then I said, that's it. I said, that's the style. I said, that's the gun. Now it's just finding something that I really like and that, you know, gets me that cool factor. So I looked around and I looked at Colt. I once I knew that it was a 1911 that I was looking for, I searched 1911s and I looked at Les Baer and Ed Brown and I looked at their guns and I said, holy crap, look at how much money they are. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm sure they are absolutely fantastic, outstanding firearms. But I looked at the price and I almost had to go change my pants. I was like, oh my God. Did they screw up on a decimal point or something? Or was somebody, you know, they had a nervous tick and they typed something wrong? I mean, $3,000, 3,700. I was like, oh my God, for that money, I'll go put a down payment on a car. And I finally came across Kimber, which I thought was you know, I read the reviews and I read about, you know, the literature about them, and I thought that Kimber, for me, struck the best balance between quality and value. You know, they're not a $300 high point. No offense to anybody that has a high point. I just didn't want one. And they're not the $3,000 or $4,000 Les Baer or Ed Brown or whatever. You know, so I thought they were a good balance, and I've never had any trouble with her. You know, I mean, maybe I'm lucky. Maybe that's the way it is. People always say with the Kimbers that that the magazines are crap and that, you know, you should just toss it and buy a new magazine, a Metgar or a Kim Pro. Or I got to tell you, now I don't keep track. I don't have a clicker that I'm counting rounds off on, but I've fired hundreds of rounds and I've never had a misfeed, a jam, uh, any type of malfunction, period, let alone one that was related to the magazine in any way. So maybe I'm lucky, maybe the other people were unlucky, who knows? But I've never had any problems with her. She was my first gun, and you know what? Other people might not, you know, might not want to say it. I will. If you look at this gun, I don't know how well it's going to show up camera. Right here, by the slide, and you know, I'm not afraid to say it. If you look right here, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. There's a scratch. What we call an idiot scratch. You know why? Because when I first got this gun, I was an idiot. Okay? I really didn't have anybody to physically show me the ropes. So what I learned from either reading the instructions, which I hate doing. I'm not an instruction kind of person. I need pictures. You know, so, and I went online and I looked at different people, different videos on how to take down and uh, clean and reassemble a 1911. There's just something I didn't want. You know, some people, they just don't want to talk to somebody, and I feel like such a schmuck, like such an. You know, I know we all have to learn, but I felt like such a schmuck. Could you show me how to break it down? Could you show me how to put it together? I don't know. It makes me feel stupid. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But I had so much trouble in the beginning figuring out how to get the damn slide lock into the barrel linkage of the 1911, and I'd put it in and it would go through, and the little bulge would pop out the front. The pin would pop out the other side, and I'd push the slide forward, and the whole damn slide would come off. And I swear to God, I'm just sitting there going, I, you know. I can't be this stupid, right? I'm watching the video, and finally I learned that, you have to be very careful when you're watching it, and watch for the link to come by and everything else like that. So, um, but I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not gonna buff it out. I'm not gonna, you know what? Because this gun is mine for life. I'm never gonna trade it in. I'm never gonna sell it. I don't care what anybody offers me. I'm not getting rid of it. She's my baby. I have an attachment to it, right or wrong, and that's a part of it. It's a part of it. It's a part of me learning. It's a part of me getting familiar with it, and you know, hey, I admit it. I was an idiot. I didn't know what I was doing. I was always safe with the gun. There's a big difference between being an idiot and not knowing how to put it back together, and walking around the range going, "Ah, I have a gun." Ah. You know, I was an idiot. I didn't know how to put it back together, and I scratched it, and it's there permanently. And but that's okay. It doesn't bother me that much. Um, since then, like I said, I've gotten other guns. I've gotten my Sig. I've gotten my Judge. I've got a shotgun since then, a rifle since then. I've branched out into the different types of media. Probably done with handguns for a while. Price has nothing to do with it. It just has to do with the crap that you got to go through in this state to get one. It's very discouraging. I mean, don't get me wrong, that is their goal, to discourage as many people as possible. But, just for the time being, I'm done. I'm satisfied with what I have. Uh, if tomorrow $3,000 fell into my lap, you can bet your life that I'd go out and I'd fill out all the ton of paperwork and get myself a permit and get myself a new gun. But for right now, I'm satisfied with what I got. But she's my baby. She's the one that I'm most comfortable with, that feels the best in my hand. And truth be told, I bought her off the internet through gunbroker.com, and never fired her until I got her. Never fired a 45 until I got her. I just knew that's what I wanted. And I didn't have any idea how much recoil a 45 had, how loud it actually was. Um, you just can't get a sense of it by watching videos. I don't care what you say, you just can't get a sense of the recoil and the sound from watching videos. You can't. So when I took her to the range for the first time, I was surprised. It was a good surprise, but I was surprised. But I was determined. If I had to go to the gym and work with weights to look like Arnold, to be able to control it, that's what I would have done. That's not what I needed to do, obviously. But she's my baby, and I love her, and she always will be. She's always by my side. And should New Jersey ever get some like halfway decent politicians that aren't totally gun phobic and gun hating, and we actually get the right to carry, um, until I get a smaller gun, she'll be the one that I will carry, because I'm most familiar with her, I'm most accurate with her. Um, and more than likely, if I was to get a carry gun, it would probably be the same thing, only in a cub, bleh, either in a compact or a subcompact. But it would probably be the same gun, because Kimber has, just in case you don't know, Kimber has this exact gun, but in a compact and a subcompact. So basically you'd be looking at what you can see of the gun, that my hands, so it would be easier to conceal. But uh, if we ever got a realistic carry system in the state, I would carry. It's just not possible. It's not possible in this state. If you live here, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't live here, be thankful that you don't live here. Um, but that's it. No real educational value to this video. Just a fun little video talking about it, my experiences with it. Like I said, hundreds of rounds through it, hundreds of rounds, ball ammo, hollow point, Teflon filled hollow point. You know, all different types of ammo. I've shot wolf, spear, federal, Fioki, all different types. Never had a hiccup. Never had a failure to feed, a misfire. Nothing like that. Ever. Like I said, maybe I'm lucky. I don't know. But all I know is that I love this gun. I don't know what more I can say about it. I think I've said all I can say about it. So until next time, this is NJ Diz. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.